Whether you're a homeschool student ready to apply to university or a parent starting their homeschool journey, this is essential information for all college-bound homeschoolers to know. What's up, guys? It's Jada from ProgressiveSchooling.com, and today I'm here to talk to you about how homeschoolers can get into university. Though it might seem like it, getting into university as a homeschooler isn't that much harder than you think. Ivy League schools like Yale, Stanford, and Harvard are seeking out homeschoolers because they see them as more college-ready than conventional schooled students. Some things you want to keep in mind when you're making your college application are having a transcript, a diploma, knowing your extracurriculars, having a letter of recommendation, and knowing how to use Common Application. Stick around as I get into the details of each of these categories. So transcripts are basically a record of all the academic subjects that you took in high school. So obviously homeschoolers will not have automatic transcripts. So there's a couple different options for transcripts for homeschoolers. So either your parents could make a transcript for you. So this is why I suggest this type of video for beginner homeschoolers or just no matter what age your kid is. It's good to start tracking all the academic subjects that your student is doing early on so that all the way till they want to go to university or college, if that's the case, because then that will basically be your student's transcript. It's your transcript of all the courses that you've taken, all the classes you've done online, all the projects you've done. So if you have that in a big list, then that will be your homeschool transcript. So another option is you could work under an umbrella school where they make automatic transcripts for you and they track your progress and your work. Or you could also be part of a homeschool group that makes automatic transcripts for you also. So diplomas and GEDs are a little bit harder to get. So GEDs are something that you don't necessarily need to apply for university, but a diploma is something that might help your chances of getting in. So normally your parents will be able to get a diploma for you if you have met all the state requirements in your country or in your state or area wherever you live. Or you can find diplomas online, or maybe your homeschool group that you're part of has diplomas that they hand out when maybe they have graduation ceremonies and things like that. So there are many different ways that you can get diplomas. So normally for a letter of recommendation, students will ask their teacher, their favorite teacher in high school, to do a letter of recommendation for them. But since homeschoolers don't have that option, if they were taught by their parents, they're not necessarily going to want their parents to write a letter of recommendation to them. So there are different options to do this. It's not too complicated. If you've had a coach or a teacher that's not your parent over your homeschool years that you've really liked and they've liked you, then you can use that as you can ask them to write you a letter of recommendation. So letter of recommendations really are not that hard to get for homeschoolers. It's close enough for public schooled students versus homeschoolers because they still need to ask their favorite teacher. So if you've ever done an online school or you've done classes with a certain teacher or you've taken music lessons or you've done some sort of sport and you've had a coach that you really like, you can always ask any of those people for a letter of recommendation for yourself. So universities like to see extracurricular activities and all sorts of the clubs that you've joined that have been to participate with the community and help out. So high school students can write down clubs that they've joined in their high school or extracurriculars that they've done through their high school, but for homeschooled students it should be pretty much the same if you've ever done any extracurricular activities or if you've done some sort of sport or music or joined a club. There's probably plenty of homeschool clubs that you've done before, so if you have anything like that, then you can add it to your list of extracurriculars. So when you send in your application to university, if you just have a list of your extracurriculars, that is what universities like to see. And if you've never done anything like that, then maybe consider joining an extracurricular activity, find something that you enjoy doing, and then you could join a class or something and have fun, be part of the community, and then you will have something to add on your application for university. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about Common Application. So Common App is basically a undergraduate university and college application app where you can apply to multiple universities at once in lots of different places around the world, like many universities in the US, Canada, Japan, China, and a few countries in Europe. So it gives you a broad opportunity so you can apply to multiple universities from these different countries. And they have a special section where you can state whether you're homeschooled or not. And then when you sign in, you can state if you're homeschooled or not. And then they ask you for your counselor's information. So if you're homeschooled, you might not have a counselor, so you can put in your own parents' information. And then they will get an email, and your parents can make an account as the counselor, because your parents will be your counselor in this situation, and then they can upload your transcript on your account to help apply for universities. So if you want to know more information about how to get into university as a homeschooler, you can go check it out on my website. I wrote a big post about it, and it has everything in writing about transcripts and diplomas, letter of recommendations, etc. And there's also a section for tips, so tips for homeschoolers to get into university. So just look up progressiveschooling.com/university, or you can find it in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Keep in mind that this video is for all types of homeschoolers, whether it's a homeschooler who is about to apply to university or if it's for beginner parents who are just starting to homeschool. And keep in mind that when you're beginning to homeschool, for all the parents out there, that you should keep track of the projects that your homeschool student has done and the courses they've taken and everything, so it will help them get into university in the future. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.